What is it that Australia has to offer the rest of the world? Food, energy resources, commodities, space, security, lifestyle. We have what the rest of the world wants progressively over the next 30 or 40 years. That makes Australia a valuable proposition. Strong population growth and a fundamental demand for what Australia has to produce. That makes us a valuable commodity. We have about $400 billion in debt, around about $300 in net debt. If you were to sell the family silver, how much do we owe? And that's the way the IMF looks at it. So our net debt is about 17% of our GDP, and we are freaked out about it because it was nothing about 6 or 7 years ago. But in actual fact, if you compare our net debt position with New Zealand, let alone with the US or the UK, then we're actually in a very strong position. We're certainly not where Norway is due to North Sea oil. I think that this logic suggests that there is capacity to push out net debt. So the austerity, the frugality, the mindless focus on, or the singular focus on getting down debt at whatever cost to consumer confidence and retail spending capacity is not as present a danger to the retail industry as thought was the case 12 months ago. Over the next 10 years, we will add not 3.4 million people, but 4.2, 3.4 to 4.2. There is a prima facie case to say building, construction, finance, home furnishing, retailing and delivery. You've got to actually get the right product in the right area, get the model right, get the pricing right, the management right, and the demographics right. Over the last 12 months, Australia added 400,000 people. 300,000, three-quarters of that growth was in 5 cities. If you're a national retailer, you need to be in those 5 cities. You need to dominate those 5 cities. 30-odd, 40,000 people going into the inner city, apartmentier rules. We need to be gearing ourselves around that. Smaller refrigerators, perhaps, and focusing on apartment furnishings, perhaps. Some of the key points: we are growing at close to record levels at the moment of population growth. 3 million to 4 million means that there must be elevated levels of growth and opportunities in Australia at the moment. Consumer models are changing, the retail model is changing. And not just retail models, but also new retail locations like the inner city. So supermarket product now needs to be brought into the inner city. Cultural shifts, I think, are important, and particularly in our capital cities, those 5 markets, and especially Melbourne and Sydney. Asian influences, Indian influences, Arabic influences, specific opportunities certainly in healthcare in Australia, and connecting into employees and customers associated with these sectors. Education, healthcare, building and construction. You can't add 4 million people in the next 10 years and not have a material impact on building and construction. Retirement, financial planning, succession planning would also be businesses to be in. I think Australians are optimistic. I think we have a culture of optimism, and I think there is every reason to be optimistic. 24 million people in charge of the resources of an entire continent. No other nation makes that claim, not even the Americans. Finally, reasons to be positive about in the next 12 months. Yes, I get it about the uncertainty and about particular sectors, but I think our secret weapon, when you look at all this, is in fact our extraordinary rates of population growth, and also the low dollar at the moment is also having a positive impact, and I might leave it at that.